So Disney invited us for their beginning of the holidays. Yay! So we're here celebrating, and it's also the Wakanda Forever celebration. Crow's getting cleaned up a little bit back there. Rosa's ready for the day. What are you most excited for? Let me guess. It starts with an I.
Yep.
And it goes really fast.
Incredicoaster!
Incredicoaster! I think I'm most excited for... I think I'm most excited for the fireworks because at Christmas time it's so magical and this is such a fun way to kick off our holiday season, don't you think?
Yeah.
Crow, what are you most excited for today? Oh, Wakanda Forever! He's rocking, supporting, repping. Blue, what about you? What are you most excited for today?
Incredicoaster and Goofy Sky School.
Ooh!
Which, by the way, your son just had your back because I
What?
said that you were a worse driver than Goofy, and he had your back. He said, no, Goofy's a worse driver than Dada. So. Thank you.
That it's even in question makes me a little bit nervous. All right, let's get up to some fun.
Yeah.
Happy holidays! Happy holidays, Disney style!
Peace to the world!
What I love about this fall candle, I love that it's not specific to necessarily the fall season or Thanksgiving. It's not like overwhelming with like pumpkin latte or pumpkin pie fragrance. It's just all of the sort of spices that make up this time of year. Like cozy being inside and the gathering and the spiced cake in the oven that fills the house. It's a candle and a fragrance that we use all through the season. We use it in the fall, we use it through the holidays, and even going into the new year. A lot of the people that we've gifted it to have done the same. As a matter of fact, last year we made some like big, beautiful special ones for family and friends, and we gave them as Christmas gifts, and so they were burning them long after fall too. What's really exciting is that this year we're adding a new fragrance as well, Naughty Pine, the yin to the yang of the cinnamon spicy candle is like now we'll have pine candle as well. That sort of brings in the outdoor element of winter and gives it a little bit more of the rustic and woodsy fragrance of the season. Fall is already upon us and everybody's doing their holiday shopping, so these will be out shortly. They're not quite on the website yet because they're still in the process of curing, but we will have them up soon. So please, if you're looking for Christmas gifts or holiday gifts, these would be amazing. Also, we got our Peace to the World posters that we did in collaboration with Hot Show Print. These are all made on 1800s letterpress machines, the same way they did in the 1800s. Every poster is completely unique into itself because each one is individually done. It's not just like printed out, like laser printed out. These are really beautiful posters and I'm really proud of these and excited, and they're really, especially when you get them all framed out, they look really beautiful. So we got, don't forget our Peace of the World posters, and then we also have our Peace of the World t-shirts and hoodies. My hoodie I've had for years, and it's so cozy and so worn in. I love it. I think I might have to get a new one just so I have one that's a little bit fresher, but I've worn mine as much as I possibly can, and it's hands down my favorite hoodie in my closet. If you go to 25north.com, 25north.com, you'll find all of our candles and posters and t-shirts and hoodies and all the fun stuff to keep you cozy.
Our last video was feeling shame. It was a topic that has been on my mind for a long time, and I feel like it's something that Matt and I every once in a while I kind of bring up while we're doing stuff and kind of chuckle to ourselves, like, remember that time? But I felt like it was something that I wanted to share, and that's because I thought that it was probably relatable to a lot of people, and from the comments it kind of seems like it was, so we're just gonna like scroll through some comments and see what you have to say. Are you done slamming stuff?
Almost.
All right, Ninja Cap has to say, I know this was a while ago, but does anyone remember when Matt played Kyle on Kyle XY? I'm bringing it up because I was such a big fan of the show. I would watch it every night. Sometimes I still watch it. Sad that it stopped. Such a big fan. Anything to say, Matt? Kyle?
That's fun. It's been a long minute since that show, but I'm glad that it still resonates with people because it's, I think, a pretty fun show.
And I feel like every once in a while we get that comment of somebody having watched our channel for a certain amount of time and then realizing.
They just have that light bulb moment.
Ding.
Like, wait, I know where I've seen that guy.
Yes.
Since he looks a lot grayer.
Says, as a mental health professional, I love this conversation. Everyone needs to experience shame, embarrassment, guilt, and even regret because they help us learn more about ourselves and the world around us. These really negative emotions are actually so beautiful because they are a learning opportunity waiting to happen. Giving yourself the space to feel negative emotions is how we connect deeper to ourselves and with others.
Yeah, I love that because I feel like that's kind of, in a much less eloquent way, some of the point that I was trying to make.
Much less eloquent way?
Like I said it in a much less eloquent
So
way.
Chase is saying it much more eloquent.
Yes.
Eloquent? Articulate?
Articulate maybe is the word. But
We like to say the word. Deb Bowen says, I think Blue was embarrassed by the public tree planting surprise, and in retrospect, it's a shame that he let his cousin's death embarrass him.
how do you feel? I mean, that's an interesting take on it.
Yeah, I don't feel like my cousin's death embarrassed me. I think it was just like the feeling of being left in the dark. And I was so young, I didn't know how to process any of those emotions. I mean, I think overall, I feel like a lot of people identified with what we were talking about. That feels good.
Yeah, I think so.
David Howell. Breanne Brown talks about vulnerability, which you two beautifully displayed in this video. Thanks for being open and sharing your light with the world around this important topic.
That is true. She did talk a lot about vulnerability and some of the things that I was watching of hers. And that was a huge element in the, she was talking about making change and being innovative and growing as humans. Vulnerability. She was just saying you can't have any of those without vulnerability.
You can't have shame, embarrassment, guilt.
No. Sorry, like change or growth or innovation or creative inspiration. Like you need, in order for all of that to happen, you have to have vulnerability, which I think was a really powerful statement too, or just sentiment, because vulnerability is what allows us to be successful. Because you have to fail in order to succeed, right? And to fail, in order to fail, you have to be vulnerable.
I'm not sure the one that won that 2-point-something billion jackpot.
But even now, I was curious, right? Because I was like, who are all these people that are winning the lottery? And how come we don't hear stories about people who win the lottery? I mean, that happens.
Is it real?
No, whoa. But I started looking, because I was just curious. I was starting to look for just articles
Lottery
or profiles
winners?
about lottery winners. And one of the
Feel like it's a conspiracy?
No, one of the top articles though was about people who have won the lottery, but have just ended up going bankrupt again, or losing all the money, or just all of the trauma or negativity.
Oh,
I don't know
sure.
negativity, but all the stuff that it brought into their life and the mismanagement of it, or not knowing how to handle it,
sure.
Sent a lot of people just back into whatever circumstance or situation they were.
Well, that wouldn't happen with me.
Right, of course not.
One of the most attractive qualities of a man is to be vulnerable. It is far from being weak. Thank you for what you shared today. Well, thanks, Jose. I'm at randomly selecting a comment. Randomly goes here. in the elevator, ready for Disneyland.
But it's the nighttime, right? Part 2, Act 2 of Disney Christmas Day.
Ooh, what's going off down here? Disneyland, here we go!
It's snowing.